What's it like getting a message together, like something like Virginia that's been going on? How has that been keeping up with the messaging and giving people answers that they're looking for? Is that like an overwhelming task, or do you have the team constantly meeting in the war room to?
We got the team constantly meeting in the war room. I'm not going to say it's overwhelming. I'll say it's daunting.
It's daunting for sure.
But we're answering that call because it's what we do. We answered it as best we could with a big aggressive push before the election to say, look, they've laid out the roadmap. This is what's coming. Now it's actually happening. I don't think a lot of people believed it was going to happen. Sadly, I believed that they were going to do this, and they're doing it now. Bad news is we lost. Good news is there's another election to come in Virginia, both 2020 as well as in Virginia in 2021, which will be a governor's race. So that energy that you're seeing at all the different rallies in Virginia can be harnessed in the same way in these upcoming elections.
Is that something you're going to get hot and heavy and involved in a campaign and try to tip the tide a little bit? Because a lot of people say, well, what's the NRA done for me lately, right? That's always the big thing. Can you let the people know, is that something you're going to get involved in?
We're involved in any area where there's anything in any of the states that's passing, whether it's New Mexico looking at a red flag law, we're engaged. Whether it's Delaware is going to be looking at more gun bans, we're engaged. We're engaged in all the Virginia stuff. Dwayne Liptak was fantastic. He came in as part of a day where we had all of our folks out there. We had
boots on the ground.
Thousands of people, not just lobbyists, giving out shirts. Dwayne comes in with 1,030 round PMags.
People don't know that. People
does a huge mag drop. Everything gets pushed out. These folks are flooding the halls, all in these blue NRA shirts, all engaged, all know the issues, all talking to every one of these legislators, and they're pounding away on that. And they did it then, and we still got lobbyists and boots on the ground now, and they continue to be there. And anybody who's fighting that cause we're on that.
That Virginia thing isn't going anywhere. I'd hate to see the hotel bill, because you're going to have to get people out there, just constantly have people involved and engaged, because that situation's like a moving time bomb in so many ways. And it's going to blow up in all their faces. You have so many counties that have come out now and become sanctuary counties. Is that, when you're getting with the team and you're talking about that, you said daunting task, is it something that you're like, we need to really focus on this area, or these counties that haven't changed over, we need to get them to? How do you even approach something like that? Is it a sniper or a machine gun?
The beauty of that thing is it was really organic. The beauty of that is the people were like, everything we didn't expect that was going to happen actually happened, and they awoke the sleeping giant.
Yeah.
They literally did. And these people are awake now.
I think that's going to be a ticking time bomb. I think that's going to turn a lot of tide in that area or in that space, because I think a lot of people are looking at it like, that's ridiculous, right? It's unpoliceable, it's unenforceable, you can't do it. I don't see, and I'll say it on the I don't see any situation where you're going to have police come in and take firearms from people. The expectation of the politician in that state as a Democrat is completely unrealistic.
Part of that is unrealistic. There are people who talk about that. Is it going to be following the law? Are you not following the law if you don't do it? Part of all this that goes back to Trump is look at the judicial world that he's done. So when some of these laws that are bad, before it even gets to that, can be challenged and struck down in court, Trump is almost 200 federal judges that he has appointed. He is damn near flipped the Ninth Circuit at this point. Something that was 2-1 in absolutely against gun rights in every which way is now close to a 50-50 balance. Put an NRA member on the Ninth Circuit in Larry Van Dyke. 50 circuit judges at this point, 2 Supreme Court judges in Kavanaugh and Gorsuch. I mean, the guy's, he's doing everything, and that's why that all matters. So if we end up with some of these bad laws, they can be challenged, and we'll have the right judges in the right places to recognize what you and I know, and all of our members ultimately know, is that these laws are a bunch of garbage, man. This is not designed to do anything other than confiscate law-abiding firearms.
I'm going to come out and say and use some language just because I want to get your thoughts on it. Do you think that movement by the Democratic Party in Virginia, your home state, in that area, trying to, kind of fan the flames, was trying to be a fuck you to the NRA?
Absolutely. They wrote a specific range bill designed just to encapsulate our range and try and shut our exact range
I want to put it out there because I want to know your thoughts on it.
110%. Their objective is to get rid of us, eliminate us. Who's going to speak to millions of gun owners at that point? They don't know, they don't care. They want us gone. They know that we had a huge impact in 2016 getting Trump elected. They know it, we know it, New York knows it, everybody knows it. And so as a result, what's the biggest plan for them is try and shut us down, try and get rid of us. And that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, the range thing is ridiculous, and I think it's going to come to a head at some point. How does that affect other states now, so people know when you guys are fighting that battle in Virginia and counties are becoming sanctuary counties, that's starting to flip? Do other states that are Democrat heavy in their state House and Senate, is that something that they look at and it's kind of a cautionary tale and they don't want to do that, or do you feel like we're going to see more of that coming down the line?
We're hoping that they see it as a cautionary tale. You're starting to see these sanctuary cities move into other areas. If you notice, it's from Virginia, you're seeing a little branch out into North Carolina, you're seeing a little into Kentucky, you're starting to see some other places talk about this. So hopefully those folks that are taking that energy from Virginia, moving it into some of these other states, these legislators will see this, and these folks that have this energy will not have to have it after anti-gun politicians are elected and use it to try and stop it. They'll use that energy on the front end to vote to make sure that those guys don't end up in there, and we don't have a situation.
Do you feel like the NRA doesn't get
Virginia.
enough credit for the sanctuary county movement?
You know, I don't want to say that we don't get enough credit. Anybody doesn't get enough credit in that area. We do a lot to message. We do a lot to make sure that everybody knows what's going on. We are a true grassroots
because
organization.
I do know there was some involvement, to make sure that counties understand that they can do that. That is a resource, that they can become 2A sanctuaries. I know you don't want to get into it, but is that I think that's an unsung thing.
We communicate so much with so many of our members. We are a pure grassroots organization. It's our grassroots that makes us what we are. So look, those are the same people that are tackling these sanctuary counties as well.